So here we are with ticker symbol Nndm stock, Nano Dimension, and Nndm stock continues to pull back. Every little momentum that it has, it starts to get pulled back down. Now, a lot of investors are stating that Nndm is in multiple ETFs, guys. Not 3, not 2, but 4, okay? The ones I've always watched is IZRL, ARKW, and ARKQ. If you guys want to share the fourth one with me, you guys can. I can find it, but I've actually just focused in on those 3. And the reason why I don't really update on IZRL is because that is a mutual fund that moves all together, okay? So if Nndm gets sold, everything else on there gets sold together. If Nndm got bought, everything else on there got bought. But on ARKW and ARKQ, it's its own divisional position, right? It's very individual, and they go ahead and trade it when they want and sell it and buy it when they want, and everything else is the same. They don't move together in correlation, in zinc, right? No, Nndm moves where it wants in ARKW and ARKQ. Now, the fourth one, if you guys want to update me, you guys can. And if you guys want to correct me, you guys can. But ARKW and ARKQ, they're selling their positions. Even though it looked like they bought so much, they're selling them. I've been watching them. And even though they bought, they're selling on others and they're buying on others. So it's confusing a lot of people, making them think that ARK is really bullish on Nndm. Same thing that's happened so far with WKHS, right? They bought so many, they had almost 4 million in total. Check out that ETF for yourself. You'll see where WKHS stands right now. Very interesting stuff. But I wouldn't just follow ARK Invest because of WKHS. If not, I would follow BlackRock, right? Vanguard Group, and a whole bunch of others that are big players, much bigger than ARK Invest. Okay, guys? I want you guys to know that as well. ARK Invest, CATHIE Wood, super smart individual, but it's not the largest hedge fund or institutional investor. There are many others, and they're holding positions. She's just going ahead and preparing herself for if there's a bigger pullback, have some cash on hand, and probably get back in on the dips. And that's going to actually show how bullish she is about some of these stocks. So let's go ahead and see here what's going on. So the 50-day moving average is up here at 614, okay? We are in bearish territory. Now, if we break through that, we'll get back into bullish territory, and the bulls need a break away from it to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. Now, our support level here is 590. If that gets crossed, the bulls are losing traction, guys. And then the bears are actually gaining control. And they're gaining leverage, pulling away from the 50-day moving average downwards. The bulls do not want this, but it is something to watch. And if it gets crossed, the lowest point we've reached is 544. And that is something to watch even more vigilant and closer and zoomed on in, because this stock has been going downwards, okay? These peaks are becoming weaker and weaker, and the stock just keeps going lower and lower. Some people feel like this is going to end up back in penny stock area, and it's really close to it. A penny stock is any stock that's $5 or less. So keep that in mind. We are getting close to penny stock territory, but this isn't the only stock being beat up. You got to look at the S&P 500 index. It's been actually beat up itself. It's not just individual stocks. I mean, we've gone down a total amount of like 200 points already for this, and I'm going to do a video on that. But super interesting stuff. It's not just Nndm, but we do want to watch it closely. So what's our resistance? So the first resistance level is 607. The bulls need to break through that to get one step closer to the 50-day moving average, move upwards, reach newer highs, new resistance levels, and build momentum off of that. But it does not guarantee by breaking through 607 the bulls to break through the 50-day moving average and get back into bullish territory. That's just a stepping stone, and for us investors, it's actually an indicator of where momentum is going, but nothing is guaranteed. We need to watch it closely, but it is one step closer to the goal of the 50-day moving average. Now, I'm going to share with you guys the stocks I watched this morning over at Discord, and the option that I was watching this morning that actually turned out to be 300% plus on the day. Stay tuned. So today was a very, very volatile day. I stated it over at the Discord when we started watching these stocks. I was looking for a quick 5 to 10% early on in the morning, but turns out if I would have been just a little more patient with this same opportunity that gave me about 3% in the morning, it could have given me 20% plus, guys. This was a home run. I was just looking at so many other opportunities and I was trying to get in and get out, looking for a 5 to 10% opportunity, especially when the stock market is falling like this. But we will never stop looking for opportunities and watching stocks that have momentum. That is something that we'll continue to do always in the Invest for Tomorrow Discord. And if that's something that interests you, the link is down below in the description. We're 100 plus members already, all looking to learn and grow together to maximize profits and minimize losses. So I jumped in on this one pretty early and I rode it from those 570s up to the 6s, and then it started pulling back a little bit and I got out. Now I ended up making 3% here and I ended up making 12% on another one that I mentioned, and here are the stocks that I mentioned. I mentioned EYES, LHDX, and NERV. So this is the one that gave me 12%. It actually turned out to be a home run as well, 20% plus early on in the morning. And if we look it up here, you will see that it played out really good and really fast. So it pulled back and it ran up. And right here at this stagnation, I made a decision to call it a day, take my 12% and move on. And it hit a high here of 299, guys, 20% plus. And right here also, before pulling back and hitting that high, it hit 296. So that was phenomenal to start off the day. And that happened within just 10 to 12 minutes. Okay. That's what I was looking for with EYES. It didn't happen. And same thing I was looking for with LHDX. But I was confident that there was opportunity here with these stocks. And these stocks definitely have momentum to the point that it actually pulled back, ran up again, right? And now in the aftermarket, this stock has blown up, guys. Now this momentum could actually lead into tomorrow and so forth, but home runs after home runs for the day. But right here, pulled back, hit a low here of 637 and all the way up to 731. That was phenomenal right there. Great move of 15% plus. And it's always about execution and patience, guys. We can't have that instant gratification that it's going to go up as soon as the bell rings, pulls back, and just takes off. You sometimes have to watch it for an hour or two and watch it through the volatility. Have your indicators up, look at the charts, set your stop loss limit order once you find that bottom or at least the weakness of consolidation like it did here, and then you just ride it up. And if you get kicked out, that's the cost of trying, right? Your stop loss limit order is the cost of trying, and right there is that 10 to 15% opportunity. And now it's up a total amount of almost 40% on the day, plus that run. I mean, it's pretty phenomenal how this stock has been moving, and we have to see how it plays out moving forward. But this is what we look for every day. Let me share with you guys the option play that I found interesting today. So here we are with OXY, Occidental Petroleum, right? And this company is showing here on this put minus 38%, but it's actually showing minus 38% from the day before going into today. If you see the low of this, it was close to 0.15, I think close to 0.14, and it's currently at 0.51. That's 300% up, guys. Now, the stock is moving upwards in the aftermarket hours, volumes picking up, so it is something to watch and see what's going on. And if this starts building momentum in the pre-market tomorrow, yes, this is going to get hit a little bit. But if there's any type of momentum that pulls it back like it did today, this will be an option that will probably go up in value. It's all about execution and timing, right? So you want to watch it carefully because the volatility can start off right at the bell, the first 30 minutes or first couple of minutes, and this starts flying. And it's a great day trade opportunity for an extra, 10, 20% if that does happen. Or it could start losing an extra 10, 20% and become minus 50, become minus, a certain amount and go back downwards. because the stock is overextending. But if it does overextend, at the end of the day, it may cool off, and as it's pulling back, the value is going to go up. But it found it very interesting that it shows you the put is down for the day 38%, but from the low to this point, anyone that day traded it made 300% plus, guys. So that's what's interesting about puts and calls and options in general, that even though they look down, it's all about timing and execution, and anyone could be up even when a put or a call looks like it's down, guys. So very interesting stuff. Take a look at it. If you know what you're doing and you've done your due diligence and research, take a shot at it. But this is a very, very risky opportunity because it actually expires this Friday, guys. And this Friday, if you don't sell it by then, depending on what brokerage you have and how much you bought, it can actually exercise the stocks and you'll become assigned those stocks, 100 shares per contract. So either it could expire worthless on the 14th, or you can be assigned those specific shares, and that could be a bigger issue. So if you don't know about this and you don't know anything about options, you want to stay away from it, and you're supposed to trade it days before the expiration. This is a very volatile opportunity, and it can also be a very volatile misfortune. So be very careful. If you're learning, just watch and see how it reacts. It's currently at 0.51. We're going to see where it ends up tomorrow, if it starts getting volatile to the upside or downside. But I wanted to share with you guys something interesting that I have been watching over time, that puts and calls can look like they're down, but they're actually up depending on where you strike them and caught them, guys. So something new to learn there. And tomorrow, if you're learning and you don't know much about it, just watch. And if you know what you're doing, make a rational decision based off of your due diligence and research. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.